Hey everyone, friends! I'm heading to a new island in search of a secret place, to which I gave the name Coconut Bay. To get from Minecraft Island to this new island, I had to make 2 transfers and sail for about 8 hours in total. I've been in the tropics for over 8 months now, and have traveled tens of thousands of kilometers, constantly seeking new adventures. I've visited many different islands with amazing cultures and unique flora and fauna. Each new island feels like a lottery to me, a constant enigma and an unexpected delight. A brand new, enigmatic, and entirely unfamiliar destination is now directly in my path. What truly awaits me there, I honestly cannot even begin to fathom, but I always hold on to the hope for nothing but the very best. Hello everyone, my name is Panashuk. For those who don't know me yet, I travel through tropical islands in search of new adventures involving fishing, hunting, spearfishing, and bushcraft. And I challenge myself by living in survival conditions. My main objective is to locate the most isolated and uninhabited areas, such as diverse locations, dense jungles, pristine beaches, secluded coves, to truly immerse myself in nature's solitude. And of course, the ideal scenario would be to find islands that are completely uninhabited. And after the Minecraft island, I'm making my way towards what I call my base. On one of these islands, I have a dwelling where all my belongings are kept, where I typically work on the recorded footage and then upload it to YouTube. Why am I going there? Because on July 19th is my birthday, and I want to spend some time in civilization to celebrate this holiday and give myself a small gift, about which I will definitely tell you a little later. Given that I only got here quite late this evening, I've already managed to get my camera trap installed. I'm not entirely sure if I've configured it properly or if it's even working as intended. This is actually my very first time ever deploying one of these, so I'm hoping for the best. Did I manage to catch something? We'll take a look at it a bit later. I'm going to turn it off for now because I'll be walking around here and I'll keep triggering this camera trap myself. So, I put these little modular balls into the camera trap. I don't know what they're properly called. Overall, I was advised to place them there, if at all possible, just in case. We'll find out a little later if I caught anything tonight or not on my very first attempt. What exactly was it about this bay that attracted me so much? Why did I decide to come here? First and foremost, it's this absolutely magical palm grove. Through Google Maps, I saw that this entire bay was completely covered in palms. Simply fantastically beautiful palms. And I thought, man, I've never been to a location like this before. I really hoped that this location would be completely uninhabited. The second aspect that truly captivated me about this specific location is that this palm grove, this entire bay, is completely enclosed by imposing rock formations on both sides. It's essentially a U-shaped formation. On one side, the cliffs dramatically descend into the water. Here, a massive rock face rises directly behind me. And then a second, equally impressive cliff extends out into the water. So this bay is completely sheltered from the ocean side, meaning the water here should be perfectly calm, which will be extremely convenient for spearfishing, for Hawaiian sling hunting, and also for general fishing. What also brings me great joy is that the engines on these particular boats run very quietly, so they won't significantly disturb your rest. I took my spear gun for underwater hunting, and then I began to carefully explore the aquatic world, searching for some kind of prey. I'll share a few of my emotions with you. I went scouting, swimming with my spear gun. Underwater, it's very beautiful. Crystal clear water, the entire bottom is a rocky reef, undulating like waves, and there are cracks where small fish hide. There are some small fish around, but because the water is so clear, they tend to keep their distance. Anyway, I spotted a pretty decent-sized fish, loaded up my spear gun, took a shot, and completely missed. I pull out the harpoon to reload it, and of course I lift my head and see on the horizon, deep in the water column, a simply enormous caranx. Jicky. Oh, I've never seen anything like it, not even when spin fishing, honestly. It's just enormous. I immediately got the jitters, thinking, that's it. This is my prize. Content's coming now. I need to charge up quickly. And from excitement, of course, you're in a hurry. I'm loading the spear gun, winding the line carefully onto it. Everything seemed to be going perfectly to plan, when suddenly a huge turtle, just enormous, so incredibly old, swam right out in front of me. I thought to myself, wow, this is just absolutely epic content. My emotions were completely overflowing, of course. Finally, I managed to load the spear gun. I made sure not to swim too close to the fish so I wouldn't scare it off. But when I finally loaded the spear gun, the turtle got scared and darted away. And on the horizon, I no longer saw Jicky. I swam in his direction, hoping to find him. Perhaps he got delayed somewhere, so I just kept swimming and swimming, searching and searching. Then, in the shallow water, right there in the water column, a small reef shark quickly flashed by. That was really cool. And everything would have been fine if at one of those moments I hadn't heard this sound. Beep, beep, beep. And that means my GoPro's memory is completely full. Why? Because of the excitement from all these emotions when I saw the turtle, when I saw the caranx. I completely forgot to stop the video, and it just kept recording non-stop, giving me one single file. How frustrating. When I was underwater, I really only had one choice, either to delete this entire long video file and try to capture some kind of successful catch, or just keep this footage and then head back. I chose the first option because Well, I don't want to show you the footage again, circling that spot in the distance where it's actually a big fish. Honestly, believe me. I'm not sure if she was visible on camera or not, but I really wouldn't want to clutter my series with content of that kind. So, I'll be focusing on filming captures, shots, and failures. That kind of material, rather than just stories from a distance. Honestly, there was a fish right there. That's why I deleted the file. I began to film. I haven't managed to shoot anything yet. I kept filming until my GoPro ran out of battery. I also spotted a spiny lobster. There are many lobsters here, a lot of them. However, it's extremely difficult to extract them. The fissure is quite narrow, and they're positioned very deep inside. You can't get to them with your hand, or with anything else. At night, I'll definitely take my Hawaiian sling, take a flashlight, and with the Hawaiian sling, I'll be hunting for lobsters because shooting a lobster in the reef with a spear gun is complete nonsense. But the Hawaiian sling should be perfect for these purposes. We'll see if I manage to catch a lobster or not. But in any case, there's already something interesting in the water too. Not just palms and coconuts. So let's keep watching. In order to get water, you first need to prepare some kind of container. Therefore, if you take a walk along the shore, you'll very easily find plastic bottles and a lot of trash. In general, I will take this bottle, cut off the neck. This is what will be my water collection container. Then I had one more small hope, and it actually came true. It's that all these palm trees, this entire palm grove, is just absolutely covered in coconuts. So here, I will be able to gather coconuts, fresh water, and I will finally have something to drink. I've already had a little stroll around here, and I've come across another thing that genuinely makes me incredibly happy. It's the fact that bamboo is growing here. There's an absolute abundance of bamboo, and this happens to be the most essential building material for bringing into reality all your creative inventions and brilliant ideas. From this very bamboo right now, I'll try to get some fresh water. And most importantly, while walking here, you must not forget that coconuts fall from these palm trees, and they are very heavy, and I need to be careful so that such a projectile doesn't hit me on the head. In these kinds of places where bamboo usually grows, there's high humidity. Or rather, bamboo grows in those places where there's high humidity. Therefore, right now, we need to select one of the thickest, these kinds of bamboo stalks, and then make a hole in the lower, these in the lower blocks, make a hole. Very often, at the bottom of the bamboo, simply clean, fresh water accumulates. Let's go and check. This particular one sounds somewhat muffled. There's a strong possibility that it contains water. So we really need to do this faster, friends, because we have mosquitoes here. And what's more, they're huge biting mosquitoes. Come on, tell me there's water here. No, this one is empty. Let's find another. Oh, these mosquitoes are just gnawing at me. There is moisture, but the water doesn't flow. It's underwhelming. The mosquitoes are just incredibly huge, like absolutely massive ones. That's the difference between Minecraft Island and Shark Island, for example. No mosquitoes there, but here, damn it, in the jungle, there are so many. Perhaps it's connected to the palms in the grass and possibly the higher humidity here. You see, everything is green here. This is not a dry island. All right, let's go for a walk and then see the coconuts. Man, I wonder if it's really possible to shake a palm tree to make a coconut fall. I know they don't just fall by themselves, but maybe some coconuts are already about to fall. If I shake it, is there a chance it'll drop? Or will I just waste more energy trying to shake it loose? I have so many coconuts, just look at them. Oh man, but they're so high up there. It's really dangerous to try and climb up. Even with a safety rope, it's still extremely dangerous. Thanks to these palm trees, there are so many mosquitoes here. Just look at my back. I don't know if you can even see it. So, anyway, I think you could clearly see, overall, yes, they bite quite effectively, and this is not the kind of resort vacation that many people imagine. I don't understand who opens them. Look, every coconut is open. It's possible that there's a coconut thief here. Well, the crab, it's a really big one. It's very strange. It's quite evident that at some point in the past, someone meticulously cared for this coconut grove because the palm trees are so well maintained. And it's also apparent that a very, very long time ago, look, ants are biting my legs. And they're really biting me quite aggressively. And on top of that, some kind of rather large beetle just bit me too. Damn, yeah, the jungle, of course, is not exactly what you'd call a great time. And look, here again, a completely green coconut. Someone has opened it overnight. Well, not overnight, not because of this, but nevertheless, someone opened it and ate it. I think this is the work of a coconut thief. It looks very much like his work. So, this time, I've decided to return to base not by flying, but by water, taking ferries from island to island, island after island, until I finally reach my own island, where my base is located. And along my route, there are a couple of really interesting, amazing islands that I haven't visited yet. And on one of the islands, I stumbled upon a truly incredible location. It turned out to be a simply perfect, uninhabited bay, like a little piece of paradise. And I was really hoping that it would actually be just like that, so I set off to explore. And now, just take a look at where I ended up. Yes, this is simply an unbelievably magical bay. And the island is actually very large, it has civilization, but nevertheless, I managed to find a spot without civilization, alone with nature. And this bay is completely mine. So, I'll spend my next week of survival right here. My main task today, first and foremost, is to get some food. And of course, I must cook it over a fire, or eat it raw, build a shelter, a primitive hut, so that during the day I can hide from the scorching sun, and at night, sleep there. Or alternatively, to find some cover from any possible rain. And my third task is to set up a camera trap and then see what we might be able to catch tonight. And of course, I've seriously prepared for this story too, and I'll have things to surprise you with. Look, it's completely dry. I was sure it was very old. But we have juice right here. Our first find, our first coconut. It's got juice. I'm not sure if it's gone sour or not, but we'll find out now. And here are some more of these leaves. I don't know what kind of wood it is, but they're light yet incredibly stiff, like a board. That would make an excellent paddle for a primitive canoe or a boat. I think I'll definitely look into this matter. The process somewhat reminds me of searching for mushrooms in our forest. Oh! By his looks, he's fresh. Well, but he looked as if he had just taken a tumble sometime last night. I still can't understand here. Are there really any tides or not because the water level doesn't change? Well, plus or minus a meter. But not like on the previous islands, where the water would recede 15 to 20 meters, exposing a vast shallow area. Now the water level is exactly as it was and nothing changes. I just don't get it. Let's go sit somewhere in the shade right now. We'll open up a coconut and then we'll check it. This will be perfectly fine. All right, friends, what are your predictions? What coconut will it be? Is it ripe, or has it gone sour, or empty? And so it goes on. To open a coconut, even using a small toothpick like this one, is actually not that complicated. The most important part is to cut along the natural fibers of the coconut's outer husk, slowly making your way down to the fruit, right down to the very nut. That is, you cut it along its length, you make an incision into it just like this. And from this side of it. It's important to cut along the grain, not across, and it is peeled off in these distinct small segments. And here you can clearly see is the nut itself. I've managed to get myself right to the base of the coconut. This is precisely where you can make a small opening, and then through these openings, you can get the juice out. Exactly. I've finally managed to get it. It's time for me to, drink something delicious and truly nourishing. To take advantage of the resources that nature provides, that's fantastic. I'm making a single opening for air. And through the second, I'll be pouring out the juice. Oh yes, absolutely. Only air was able to get in. Well, the jackpot's won. I'm already feeling it. The fruit of the coconut is really quite sweet. So, how much juice do you think we'll actually manage to extract from just one single coconut? Easy now. Don't let it spill. Don't let it spill. Stop. It's over. There's still some left. I will collect everything, down to the last drop. I've always been really interested to know how much juice you can get from one coconut. Of course, it varies, but this one was quite full. Not super fresh, not super young, but still, it has juice, and that's already good. Finished. Somewhere like a gram. I honestly don't know. If this bottle is 1.5 liters, something like that. Well, there's probably about 300 milliliters of juice here. Look, this is quite a large cup from just one coconut. And I have an entire palm grove right behind me. So now I'm not really worried at all about finding fresh drinking water. Sweet, inedible, perfect, delicious. And there are actually many stories of dangerous survival situations when people were shipwrecked and managed to survive on islands, only thanks to coconut and coconut milk. So, I'm really glad that my location, my predictions, and my bets on the palm trees have paid off. And there are plenty of coconuts here. I'll be collecting them, and I'll be drinking them. Let's get going. We'll position ourselves on that distant corner, and I'll cast my fishing line to the left towards my own little bay. Turtle. A turtle just swam by over there, right in front of us. But if turtles are actually choosing to stay and live around here, then this must definitely be a very interesting and unique location. I'd really like it if, besides the turtle and peaceful fish, there was also some kind of predatory fish here. Anyway, friends, I know you really enjoyed this bottom fishing, just as much as I did. And later on, I definitely want to make a stone fishing rig and try casting it out a little. Perhaps we might manage to catch some peaceful fish using natural bait. Well, the fish aren't really biting right now, but I don't want to waste too much time on this so it doesn't turn out like it did on Minecraft Island. So, I've put away my fishing rod, I'm heading back to my little bay, and I'll get my spearfishing equipment ready, and then we'll see what we can find underwater. The main thing is to hold the spinning rod up high, so the reel doesn't get into the salty ocean water because, damn it, I'm sitting in the same spot again. The wave is pulling me in. All right, listen closely now. So, the main thing to remember is, you absolutely must not ever submerge the fishing reel in ocean water, because that corrosive, salty water will completely destroy everything. There you have it. Oh no, darn it all. The wave is pulling it back into the ocean. Oh, we finally have a connection. You can see, by the way, how clean, how clear, and how blue the water is. Look. Wow, it's so beautiful. Even on camera, I can tell that you can clearly see it. And the fishing float is working. Oh, I see now. Oh, look, a backpack. This is so exciting. The roll bag backpack functions as a float, serving as an additional life vest, and with it, navigating through the water becomes significantly easier and much safer. What's more, all your valuable equipment remains completely dry and perfectly secure. Using an underwater flashlight, I meticulously peered into every single crevice where lobsters might be concealed, but extracting them proved to be extremely challenging. I had to swim underneath large rocks, flipping myself completely upside down, and at times I would completely lose my sense of direction, unable to tell where the bottom was or even the water's surface. I did manage to catch the fish with a crossbow, but I don't know if I mixed up the buttons or something happened with the camera. But I couldn't find the moment of the catch on the flash drive. It was a lionfish, also known as a scorpionfish, a very dangerous and venomous fish. The catch wasn't very big, but it'll be enough for me for the day. Although for a lionfish, this is actually a very decent size. Well, it's time to create a beautiful moment to make an opening sequence for the video. Evening arrived, and it was time to check my trail camera to see what it had captured. I was very curious if I had caught anything last night. On the very first night, a male of the most dangerous predator was caught on camera. This is me at night, trying to determine the ideal spot to place bait for the animal. I wasn't able to catch anything else, but I did get to test out the night vision camera. Just look at the excellent heat these coconut shells are giving off. The fruit skin. Take a look now. It burns exceptionally well, it ignites incredibly fast, and provides a great deal of intense heat.